Hey, it's Jag. Time to start populating the tool wall.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on day 5 of my 6 days of getting the shop in order, or at least mostly in order. It's clear to me now there are some things I wanted to do during this time that I'm not going to get done. Mainly those are sort of clean up and throwing away junk, and mainly it's my loft and dealing with my long stock storage. But that's not really a whole lot, and it's a job I can do in the spring. It's -7 out there today. We're headed to -20s over the next few days. Right now it is about 7-ish, 6 or 7 degrees Celsius out here in the shop. A little bit chilly. The heaters do seem to do quite well as the day goes on, but I do think that when we get into regular -15, -20, it is going to be too cold out here. As I've said before, December, January, February are the months that I really like to work in the electronics shop. So probably after this series is done, there won't be much going on out here till next spring. Speaking of the heaters, I've been editing some of the footage I've shot up till now, and it's clear they are very loud when they're running in the background. So apologies for that on the videos leading up to this one, especially the red heater. That has been on when I was talking, and it's very distracting. So my plan going forward with this is to get the shop up to a good temperature, shut the heaters right off when I'm doing this kind of stuff, and then turn them back on again while I'm working and not doing so much talking. So hopefully that won't be so disruptive or distracting. Today, what I want to do, this is my second last day of deadheading it out here. What I really want to do is get all of this mess, as much of this mess as possible, put away, either up on the tool wall or put in other storage locations, other places where I can keep them at least till I find a final home for them. And I'm going to start with these CD cases. I am going to put them up on the tool wall, one in this corner and one in this corner. And I'm going to use one for my battery chargers and storage. And the other one, I'm thinking I will probably put most of my hand planes in it. My number 7 could sit on top. So that's what I'm starting with. I don't think that these have these keyhole screw mount things back here, and I don't think those are going to be strong enough to hold them up on the wall. So I'm going to cut a rail to go across the back on the inside at the top, and I will use these. I will use this to screw it up to the tool wall, and that should be plenty strong enough for what I'm planning to put in. I'm going to get the heaters turned back on. I am going to cut these to fit in here, screw them on, and get these mounted. Well, that's one up. I'm going to go off camera and get the other one in place, and we'll be back when that's done. Okay, well, this is more or less the stuff that I use regularly or every day that doesn't really have a place to live. So my brushes, my tape measure, some putty knives, hammers, the fro, which is really decorative, some measuring tools and marking tools, of course my screwdriver, and the Ryoba saw and my flush cut saw, which I use those all the time, and of course, you know, pencils and whatnot, and drill bits. there will still be a lot of space up on the wall for other things. For example, this set of large Forstner bits that I could probably hang on the wall, and a few other things like that. But these are the things I kind of need to get put away. The other things are already in places and I can move them around later. To be honest, I thought, wow, 6 days to do this, that's going to be awesome. I'm getting close to the end of day 5 and I've kind of had enough. So I'm just going to get this stuff put up on the wall. Back here, I'm thinking that I have a lot of pieces of hardwood, really nice wood. They're kind of shorter, not stuff I want to throw out because of what it is, but stuff that I'm always just moving around because it really sticks. And what I'm thinking is I have some of these shelf brackets, and I'm just thinking that I'm going to put them up here, sort of like this. I have 2 more here, and I can put that stuff there to get it out of the way, but I also can see it. So I'll just put them 16 inches apart on these 2 studs here, right under this. So I also still have to figure out getting this heater mounted up near the roof here. I've got a plug-in up there for it and a switch here that I can use to turn it off and on. And we'll see how that works. I'm a little bit concerned that that's going to bring cool air in because up on the roof or the ceiling, I have not closed that in yet or insulated. So cold air can come up from the garage side and into here. So I'm going to put this up and see how well it works up there. But if I'm finding that it's making it cooler in here, I might just put it here somewhere, at least for this winter. I am planning on getting the ceiling closed in and doing some insulating up there in the spring. With all that said, I'm just going to go off camera and try and blast through these things, get the shop more or less in order. It should be, as I say, it's close to the end of day 5 right now. If I can get everything sort of done and in order today, that leaves me tomorrow to start loading and editing all of this footage. I've probably got 8 or 10 hours of footage, and I'm going to have to wade through it. And if not, I can come in tomorrow, and I should easily be able to do the finishing touches. All right, well, I made it to day 6. I got kind of burned out on trying to film and figure out what I was going to do and do everything all at once. So I just went off camera late yesterday, did a few things. Then I came out this morning, morning of day 6, and I just finished up the job. I think 6 days was a little ambitious. Probably 4, maybe 5, 4.5-ish. Would have been better. By the end of yesterday, day 5, I was like, when is this going to end? So, like I said, I just kind of really went into overdrive and just finished up everything that pretty much that I planned on doing. So this is it. The tool wall, for any of you who are thinking it was going to be some kind of big, heavy-duty or really fancy wall, no, it's just wood with nails in it. I really don't see the need or time to do a big fancy tool wall. Yes, I want things to be organized and look reasonable in here. But this isn't a museum or a guest house. This is a workshop. So I really like the ease of just throwing nails up and hanging things, putting a shelf and, some storage cabinets. Fine, that's good. I had them, so great. But I've got lots of room still up here for the tools to come. Actually, I was Was surprised I didn't use up more of this space, but I guess I shouldn't be. I really don't use a lot of things regularly, and like I said, this is supposed to be for the things I just need to get right away. I can reach around and grab. I've got my calipers here, my scalpels, my short measuring tools, whatnot, all of the drill bits I usually use, the hammers I use pretty regularly, of course my brushes and my pens and all of those things. The Ryoba saw and my fret slotting saw. What else? My mallet for my chisels. So just some basic stuff that I use regularly. I'm really happy with the way it's looking in here. I still have things I'm going to have to take care of out here, but I'm going to leave them for the spring. It's feeling a little cold out here. It's -7 and snowing outside. I got it up to about 9 degrees Celsius in here while I was working, but I've turned the heaters off for the talking because they're so loud, and it's cooling off very quickly. That's okay. Like I say, out the window now I can see the squirrels. Anyway, it's cooling off very quickly, and like I say, I'm just done with this for now, so that's good. I'll just give you a quick tour of the new shop. So we've already covered the tool wall. There's some things I'll show you a little closer about that in a minute. But over here, I just wanted to show you the angle of the shop over what's over to my left. So as you can see, workbench, that storage shelf that I kept, which is absolutely chock full of stuff again. Most of it is fine and can live here. I'm going to have to sort through some of this stuff in the spring. I'm really happy with putting my clamp racks and clamps and stuff here. I think that's going to work really well. This was always dead space. It left me a conundrum where to put my long rulers and stuff. They're over on the other side of the tool wall now. I've got the cabinet, the tool chest is going to stay there. Some things also I'm going to need to sort through in the spring. That tool stand, I need to decide what to do with it. I'm probably just going to tear it down and either store it up in the loft in case I need it. It'd be a good thing to have, or might give it away. We'll see what happens with that. But other than that, the rest of that corner is kind of the way it's going to be. I need to figure out where to put my paper towels and some of those things, but that can wait till the spring too. So over here to my left on the tool wall, I put one of these cabinets, and this works great for my hand planes. I've got my number 7 sitting up top. I've got my 5 and my 4 and my low angle block plane. My Stanley 78 bullnose, dual bullnose. I'm not exactly sure what they call that, but that's what I call it. My Stanley 50, a small spoke shave. And then down on the bottom, some planes that I don't use very often. Stanley Handyman number 4 and number 5. So the Handymans were a budget plane in the 40s. They work okay, but they're not great for any sort of fine woodworking. I also have an older Stanley 110 block plane here, which I do use quite a bit, but since I got the low angle, I use that more often. My plan for one of these planes is to probably convert it to a scrub plane. I think that's a good use for these Stanley Handyman. Up here also I have the, behind my number 7, I have the original box and all of the things that came with the Stanley 50. This is an absolute complete set. Got my chisels in their box over here, and then just random stuff that I use pretty regularly. One thing I do a lot is when I take screws and things out of the wall, or little mounting things or nails and stuff, if they're still usable, I'll throw them in this, and then that's kind of the first place I go when I'm looking for a fastener. It's just quick. That's the side of the tool wall that's to my left when I'm facing you. Over here to my right on the tool wall, I use this cabinet, as I said earlier, as my charging station. So I've got my Ryobi chargers, and my Ryobi batteries. I've got this FatMax charger and batteries. I have a FatMax cordless drill that I use as my kind of backup. It doesn't get used a lot, so this stuff's just up here. It's getting cold enough. I should probably bring the batteries inside. Not sure where to put my smoke detector, so it's just sitting up here for now. That's the stage right side of the tool wall. And then just a little farther to the right of the tool wall, and between the tool wall and the door, I've hung my long rulers, my my levels, a couple of straight edges that I can use on the table saw, various stuff like that. So that's that end. And then over at this end of the shop is the power tool bench. Again, some more things I need to figure out where to store. And a few things still piled up that I couldn't figure out places for. But basically, oh, and my camera. But basically, the power tool workbench, as I say, I need to do something to mount this. But this is again, mostly the way it's going to be, other than these things that need to go away. Over back here, at the very back, that's most of my spring cleaning jobs. The next sort of big thing I'm going to have to do out here in the spring. But the table saw is here, and I realized that by pulling it forward, I had a place to pile junk. That's not exactly what my plan is. Having this forward like this, it's in a spot where I can use it really without moving it. So that's good. It's still on wheels. I can move it around when I need to. And it does leave me room to deal with my my long wood storage over at the back here eventually. Again, some clutter, some things I do need to get rid of in the spring. But I think overall, this is going to work out really well. My main work area, which will be this bench, is clear and ready for whatever I'll need to do through the winter. So I'm pretty happy with this. So that's the end of day 6 of the 6-day deadheading on the shop rebuild. Didn't get as many things as I was thinking I would get done, but I was being incredibly optimistic. Like I say, I have a lot of clutter over at the far end, which has always been the clutter end of the shop. So I still need to deal with that. Mostly it's deciding what to do with all of that lumber. I don't know if I'll ever use it, so a lot of it will probably go away. The other thing I didn't even touch was the loft, and that's going to be a big job in itself. There's a lot of junk up there I can get rid of, and maybe some of this lumber that's still usable, but I don't know when I'll get to it, maybe that can go up there. I do have a bunch up there already, and that's kind of a good use for that. So not much else to say now. Really glad that I've got all of this done. Really glad to be finished. It'll probably in a month or two start bothering me when spring starts coming, and knowing that I've still got a bunch of stuff to take care of out here. But I think this is good for now. So end of day 6. I haven't really started editing any of the footage from these 6 days. I probably got 10 or 12 hours worth of footage over those days. So I've got a lot to wade through, see how many episodes this will work out to. I don't know right now because I haven't looked at it or started editing it. You will know because you're watching this one, the last one. So it took this many episodes. So my next video will be getting back to the bass preamp and finishing that. I probably have 2 or 3 episodes left for that. I'm going to try and make it in 2. It is almost done. And I will finish that off, and then I'm not sure what I'm going to do after that. I got to think on it for a bit. It's a little past the middle of November right now, so I think we're talking about plans for mid to late January at this point already, once I get all of this edited and finish the bass preamp. So we'll see. I've got some time to think about that. So like always, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Check my band One Soul Thrust. The links are in the description below. And until the next video, we'll see you.